Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to Wrestling Gab. It's Friday. That means it's time for Smackdown. We get a little bit of LA Night starting out the show.
Yeah, it is. Oh, shoot.
LA Night.
LA Night.
Because he's from LA, and he's a knight. Is he a knight from the Round Table?
Go to that. Oh, that one won't have anything on it then. What's happening?
LA
See, the
Night.
TV provider is signed out.
I already signed in, though.
Why is it not working correctly then?
Wish I could tell you. But I can't. I don't know what just happened. Cool. If you're into cool things. Which I'm not. Into too many cool things.
Anyways, we have people in the chat. Fantastic. Hey everybody, I hope you're having a great Friday, end of the week. It's a go-home show for Crown Jewel tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be a
And if
nooner.
you've seen this episode of SmackDown, since of course it was probably pre-recorded at some point, please don't tell people what happened if you know.
If you know. If you don't know,
Anyways,
you might not know.
we have people in the chat. It says it's Friday, Gab Gang. Let's go. Harley's in the chat. Sophie is in the chat. Justin Alicio is in the chat. Hey Justin, good to see you tonight. Thanks for joining us. Robert Warney's in the chat and Walter is joining us. Hey everybody. Good to see you guys tonight.
Don't get lost in the sauce tonight.
In the sauce. Sophie says hi there.
Yeah.
Justin says hello. Sophie says there's a rumor that Seth vs. Drew is going to be the main event. Damian cashing in to close out the show. Sophie says Ric Flair signed a multiple-year contract with AEW.
Oh,
People
Lord.
says, I'm so happy you weren't there running around during Game of Thrones viewing, Sophie. You would have known everything that was going to happen before it even happened. Rumor mills galore. Galoreness.
Here he comes.
Anyways, Robert says, hey,
You're
Robert.
Tribit. You're Tribit cheap.
Tribute Chief. So it says Ric Flair signing with AEW. I wonder if that means that Cena will break Ric Flair's 16 championship reign.
Could. Or maybe they'll just do it for Charlotte. Unless Rick's going over there to pave the way for Charlotte. Which would be kind of cool. They need a heavy hitter.
Gross.
Why is that grow?
The fact that they are bringing in more people that are just swindling and wasting money on people that they don't need to, and AEW is pretty stupid that way. I mean, I don't really care because we're not watching AEW tonight, are we?
No! We were watching Roman Reigns.
Walter says, hey Travis, hey Daphne, okay, SmackDown Friday. Phil says going to watch a Twitch stream. Can't be bothered with SmackDown shenanigans.
Oh,
Walter says,
SmackDown.
breaking wrestling news. Ric Flair is now with AEW. Yeah, you and Sophie, thank you. I don't really give a flying fuck what happens with AEW tonight.
Well, it's not about AEW. It's about Ric Flair. Like, Ric Flair hasn't been relevant in at least since
The
last
fact
year
that
when he
he's
had
a
his final match.
Final retirement match.
I feel like if
and
he's
now
going to have a
somebody's
match, then we should get refunded for that crap that we had to watch
with
back
Jeff
in
Jarrett.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that should be a class action lawsuit.
It should be
I wouldn't have
possible.
bought that shit.
I wouldn't have bought it. I seriously think there should be. Get with a lawyer and ask him. I want to sue him. Sue him specifically for lying.
Well, the company and everything, it was just false. Everything about it was false.
Advertisement. False, false, false. Let's see. Sophie says, do you think with Ric Flair signing with AEW, does that mean Charlotte Flair will be pushed? Jesus Christ.
You know, it's hard to say. I don't know what's going to happen with Charlotte, but you would hope so. You hope they would push her to the moon.
Huang McGuire's in the chat. Hey Huang, how's it going? Says hi there, Wrestling Gab. Hello, how's it
Hello.
going tonight? Walter's like, LA Knight, yeah. Boo Heyman and Reigns. Seems like Crown Jewel is scheduled to be the last WWE pay-per-view of the year with Roman. Wong says, I'm always going to go acknowledge to Roman Reigns. Wrestling Gabs says, hi there, Sophie. And Pico's like, Flair. Meh. Exactly. Wong says, hi there, Walter. And Pico says, Rolling Stones of wrestling. I'll just say Wong. And Sophie's like, Ric Flair's AEW deal is supposed to be like Randy Savage when he signed with WCW.
Sick.
Wong says, hi there, Piccola. And Piccola's like, tell me more. Tell me more. Walter's like, make sure have mics on. Why, you can't hear me?
Hello, hello, hello. You don't.
So clear over there.
You don't have a mic on.
No. Figured you guys could hear me just fine. If I have it on, it'll just be loud in your ears for all the people that have their stupid earbuds.
Hey, look, that guy's in the front row with that same flag.
He's there again.
He's
that guy.
in every show.
He's always around.
Who is he? Does anybody know? The dude in the front row with the flag?
Maybe he got lifetime tickets.
Like, sued him.
He sued them. He sued their asses.
He's like, I got blood on me. I want lifetime front row. He's probably related to somebody. It's Tony Khan's uncle.
That would be funny. Yeah, Jesus. So he's like, Ric Flair drink is now the sponsored drink of AEW.
Holy crap. What kind of drink is it? What does Ric Flair drink? Long Island iced teas?
He can't drink any of that shit. He probably has to have a concoction of medicines to keep his ass alive even.
Geritol?
Jesus Christ.
Is Geritol a drink?
I don't know, but it probably is for him. And that's probably the drink.
I don't know Geritol.
Wong says, how are you doing today, Walter? And Peel says, how many depends does he go through per day? Yeah, where's the rumor of that information?
What is it?
Depends.
With Ric
How
Flair?
many depends does Ric Flair go through a day? Walter.
I wonder if they're going to put the Horsemen back together. Tully's there. Arn's there. Rick's there.
Is the other one dead? They're going to bring him back to life?
There's so many of them. They could just bring back Luger. Push him out in his wheelchair.
He's not dead yet?
Luger's still alive. Barry Windham's still alive.
Frankenstein them? Frankenstein the dead
But, like,
people.
Ole Anderson's long gone. But they could use Brock Anderson in his place. Because he looks like his dad and Ole.
Walter's like, I'm doing good. Huang says, are you guys going to go acknowledge to Roman Reigns? Sophie says, I heard a lot of AEW fans were pissed about Tony Khan's important announcement. Walter says, better, LOL. And Pico's like, we just want you to say Mandy for member berries. Mandy. Sophie says, didn't he also go to AEW shows too? Woo! Walter's like, so this is taped. I'm not having any spoilers. Yeah.
I don't have any. I didn't look it up.
I was telling if anybody has seen it, please do not put spoilers in the chat. I won't read them. If anybody else reads them, that's their problem, I guess.
LA Date Night.
So this is now people are joking that Ric Flair could be Sting's final opponent. What an embarrassment for both of them. People says they are mostly alive, the Four Horsemen people.
Mostly, yeah.
Sophie says Lex Luger appeared on the bump this week. Walter says, okay, 9 to 5, I'm going. Be here Saturday at 1, just a little bit before tennis. Wong says, LA Knight is being a good fighter and a wrestler in the WWE so far. Right, Wrestling Gab? Is that right, Travis? He had a thing for you. LA Knight is being a good fighter and a wrestler in the WWE so far. Right, yeah. Wrestling Gab?
Nothing wrong with him. I mean, he's fighting for the world title.
I don't want you. You're hot. You're very needy and weird lately. I don't want you to cuddle with me.
It's like I just need love.
You're warm. And it's too warm for you to cuddle. You know what? And you're not fun. You're very antsy.
Tomorrow I'm gonna smash you.
Don't be mean. Don't be mean. Can't be mean. You came in. You came in. You wanted it. Oh, but you wanted it.
You didn't want that.
You wanted to be cuddled.
No.
Violently.
Violently. That was you. Yeah.
Sophie's like, I read the spoilers, but I'm not going to reveal anything. Because usually when they tape shows, they usually like to add a segment they didn't get taped in front of the crowd. People's like, I will never watch anything that goes back to Horseman because it hasn't been relevant in 30 years, and that includes Nitro days. Walter says, Lex Luger still looks great. Can't walk. He retired from wrestling. They could push his ass down there. Long says, I think LA Knight and John Cena will make a good tag team in the WWE 2 wrestling gab. Walter says, hey, Leopold. So it was like Dragon Lee signed a main roster contract this week. Ugh. How exciting for all of us. Not only do we get to hear the Ric Flair garbage, we get to hear the Dragon Lee garbage. It's so great. I'm so glad I'm on here tonight for a Friday. It's the best Friday ever. I say it as sarcastically as I possibly can.
I'm going to hit it with this remote.
Cool. It'd be a lot better than what I'm doing right now. Sophie says AEW is starting to be like the old days of Impact. Walter says, oh man, no fight. Harley's like, hello, Leah Burton. Who's Leah Burton? Pico is like, it's Friday night, right? Mm-hmm.
Nose to nose.
2 hours of you being on my lap, dude.
Oh, that's the wrong button. Damn it.
Long says, hi there, Harley. Says, like, imagine if AEW signs Hulk Hogan next. Sean Gordon in the chat says, hi, Sean. And Brandon Stevens says, white girlfriend, marry Brandon Stevens. Yeah, the white girl, wherever she is. People is like, imagine. Robbie's like, what up, you freaks? And Walter's like, is AJ Styles still out injured? I don't know, he's probably signed with AEW too. Wong says, hi there, Sean Gordon. Pico is like, a world without rumor and innuendo. So he says, they did take the woo out of the intro of them now forever. I wasn't even paying attention. Did they? Are you talking about Ric Flair? They took him out of the intro?
Woo!
Walter says, Kevin Owens for the win. Feels like freaks and peaks, ravishing Robbie. Robbie's like, KO in the match, yo. And Sophie's like, Drew McIntyre, I could see leaving the WWE. Yeah, he's going to go to AEW too and never get used ever again.
Yeah, he'll get to fight Rick.
Yeah, he'll fight Ric Flair. Everybody's going to fight Ric Flair.
It's good shit.
He's so good right now. Being an 80-year-old man out there, it's amazing.
He's hot.
He's just like on top of the world.
Basically, it's fire.
It's a good thing that they hired all these old men. It's good for them. Brings a real depth to their show.
Yeah, it's getting hard to watch. And WWE's not far behind. Dragon Lee, or whatever his name is, to the main roster.
They're like, well,
are you fucking kidding me?
Rey Mysterio's going to retire soon, so we need a person to take over for him. We'll try this person.
Well, maybe they should hurry and retire him first. Kevin Owens, Austin Theory, up next.
Juan says, here comes Kevin Owens, my favorite WWE superstar as well. Wrestling Gab.
I like Owens.
He's alright.
Right.
Robbie says, who gives an F about the wood being cut?
He's no Wheeler Yuta. Or Daniel Garcia.
Oh, totally. Or old-ass Ric Flair.
Or Dragon Lee.
Wow.
Or Ric Flair.
Old man Ric Flair.
Or
with
Sting.
His old, saggy, wrinkly balls. His depends out there. It's amazing. The fact that if anybody is excited about that, you have issues and you should go see a therapist.
People just get excited because of the nostalgia.
Oh my God, there's nothing he can do. Like, what's he going to do?
Woo!
Oh, wow. He can't even do a promo anymore. He goes out there and he can't talk because of whatever strokes and fucking multiple heart fucking surgeries he's had. And my God, you know what's going to happen? He's going to go out there and die in the fucking ring and everybody's going to be like,
everybody
oh my God,
thought he was going to die in the
terrible.
ring years ago and he never did.
Oh, how's that possible? So it's like Big Show on AEW, I heard, made people change the channels.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Who are those
he did
people?
come out. People on the internet.
The internet people that don't even watch it? Cool. Pickle's like, what is this? A building for ants? Yes.
Yeah.
So they can read. I've got the black lung, Papa. I can't turn left. I have a problem. Huang says, hi there, Ravi. And Ravi's like, ravishing the mirror tells me that every day. That's creepy. And Sophie says, didn't Impact do what AEW is doing now by having all these legends on the roster?
Yeah, they did something similar.
Were those people capable of actually wrestling, though?
WWE did the same thing. I mean, they do it all the time. They signed Edge a couple years ago. You got numerous examples of them bringing back legends. The Undertaker was on NXT, NXT like 2 weeks ago. It's the same thing.
Totally. It really is. Piccolo says it has to be at least 3 times bigger. Robbie's like, hi there. Woo, not wood. Oh, wood sounded way funnier. So if it's like, wasn't Ric Flair on WWE TV not that long ago? John's like, what's up, you grapers? Not much, John. How are you doing for a Friday night? Huang says, how come Cody Rhodes did not even go to WWE Friday Night Smackdown? I don't know.
Maybe he was on a plane. I don't know.
John's like, woo. And Huang says, hi there, John. And Sophie says, Ric Flair said the doctors gave him the okay to do bumps. To do cocaine? Yeah, woo. Not surprising. Not surprising.
Doing bumps of coke.
Piccolo says he usually is on the verge of tears. Robbie says D can say woo, and that will be enough for me. Harley says, had a doctor's appointment yesterday with a blood doctor. Good news is I don't have leukemia. Well, that's good. No leukemia is good. Piccolo says, like in the bathroom, so the little spoons from McDonald's.
Texas won the World Series.
Is that why you haven't seen Chris? Is that why he's upset?
He's upset. I don't know why he'd be upset. It's the team that beat his team, meaning that if his team would have won, they would have probably won the World Series. That's the logic.
Is it?
That's how you do logic, yeah.
John's like, what's up there, Huang? And Ravi says, I can't help them. Mir acknowledges my good looks.
Yeah. Knowledge.
Piccolo says, everyone gets to have comebacks for the pop. So he says, I mean, bumps in the ring. Dude, no you didn't. You meant cocaine bumps.
He probably will do bumps and then go do bumps in the ring.
That's true.
Nothing wrong with that.
So he says, it seems like they don't have any plans for Kevin Owens. Huang says, that's not nice. Stop using my name and use dumb names, though. Huang, stop. No, we're not playing this game tonight. Huang, if you have a problem, just block the person and move on with your life. I am not playing this game tonight with people. No. Not even a little bit.
It's a face only a mother can love. Now, remember, if you're in the United States, the time changes Sunday morning at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, this weekend.
It'll be 1 o'clock. So if you're at the bar and it's 2 o'clock and you're like, shit, I gotta go home.
For the states that actually do it. If you're in a state that doesn't, Arizona, then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, one state. Well, Hawaii doesn't either, but they don't count.
They're just in the ocean by themselves. They're not even located next to our continent.
That's what I'm saying. He's from the ATL.
John's like, bumps and Ric Flair drip. Woo. Sophie's like, congrats to the Texas Rangers for winning their first World Series. Piccolo says he's partying with old Rick. Chris has the best wingman. John's like, you got it, turkey. Huang says, oh no, it's Austin Theory time and I don't like him. Wrestling Gab. Oh no. Piccolo says, my bumps, my lovely lady chumps. Sophie says, AEW got 2 members of the Flair family. There is only 1 left. Robbie says, so Austin Theory will be a better storyline. He will be a top star. Sophie says, what states don't do daylight savings time? We just said them.
Arizona? No, we.
Piccolo says, everybody taking their meds. Sedation is key in this chat, folks. not about sedation, Picola. It's that if somebody doesn't say your name right, I just don't want the whole thing about getting all mad at somebody and then they get all upset and then they start swearing and using weird language.
Punches somebody in the face.
I just don't want to deal with it tonight.
Blood pouring everywhere.
If you don't like the person in the chat, block them and you'll never see their chats ever again. You might hear them because I might say
look at
them.
that. Kevin went after him.
But that's it.
Austin Theory wisely gets into the ropes.
See, Huang, that's where... Stop pointing fingers. We're not in kindergarten. Just talk about wrestling. And if you can't do that, I don't know what to tell you. But I'm not going to read your comments out loud. John's like, yeah. And Sophie's like, they taped this after last week's SmackDown. Wonder how they kept the fans there for another 2 hours.
That's not hard to do when you got Roman Reigns out there and others.
Cool. Then I have to go. Then I have to go pull the nightstick out and go big boss man on y'all. That's
From
right.
Cobb County, Georgia.
As Pico says, Cobb County, Georgia style. Huang, that's the best way to do it. If you don't like something that how people say it or anything, just block them. I don't want to listen to it. John. So, John, is tonight date night or is that tomorrow night? Did you guys say you were going to Texas Roadhouse? So, is Kevin Owens going to teach Austin Theory a lesson? Or is
Oh, no, look at that. He caught his fist.
Oh, no, his fist. Sophie says it's funny when WWE brings legends and people make fun of it. When AEW does it, you hear crickets. Whatever, I make fun of it all the time. Is Impact
Wrestling's Turning Point live tonight? Is that like a pay-per-view that's happening now?
I have no idea, but I wish Kevin Owens wouldn't raise his arms.
Because of his armpits?
Yes. They're so gross.
Like nared or?
I don't know what goes on with his armpits. I don't know if he has like... So he has like acne scars on his face. But when he lifts up his armpits, he has like holes in his armpits. And it looks like this one thing that I've seen on like the pimple popper stuff. Whatever that gets in people's armpits. It's like they're... I can't remember what it is. But... like the pores like open up really wide. They're like huge and they get red and inflamed and I don't know how to explain it. Like they have stuff in them. Like they have like oil and like stuff in them. And so they get like almost like zits, but they're not really zits. I don't know. It's some kind of like thing and it happens to people. But Kevin Owens, I'm pretty sure I think he has it. And so every time, like when he was lifting his arm to like fight him, you could see it. It was just all red and just like really like kind of, wow. It was like kind of like, dude, no. Like I know you might have like some issue going on, but I just thought it was like, I don't want to see that. It's
weird. I think it was last week. It says it was October 27th.
Oh, the Impact Wrestling.
I wonder why it's on pay-per-view.
I don't know. Maybe it's all how it goes. John's like, we went earlier. Cool. What'd you have? Was it good? It's like, be nice or you'll be timed out. Yeah, Ravi, just let it be for now.
Oh, it's aired today. So it happened on the 27th, but it's aired today.
That's weird.
So they didn't air it live? Well, anyways, I'm watching Impact Turning Point. It's a couple ladies wrestling right now.
Huh.
Girl in the purple hair is not too bad.
People's like, whose armpits?
Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens' armpits. Sophie says, why does Impact have pay-per-views up against SmackDown every month? I don't know.
Because they do them on Fridays.
John, stop antagonizing people. Sophie says, yeah, I don't know why. It's like they can't help themselves. It's really strange. Like, oh, they're having a pay-per-view. We should have one too. They'll want to watch ours more. Sophie's like, do you expect any matches tomorrow will be the shortest match of the night?
You know, I don't know the match list. I was going to ask you if you printed it.
I didn't do anything. I forgot all about it. I was busy doing stuff. Pickle says it may be psoriasis. You know what? I forgot, like, that we even had a pay-per-view tomorrow.
Yeah, we're busy every Saturday.
I was like, it was good. Call out, like, Kraken Roadhouse.
Until the 23rd. And then I don't know what's happening on the 23rd.
Well, it says, do you guys have a favorite WWE superstar?
No,
not
mine died.
Really.
So maybe Jade Cargill.
I don't know. She's not really a superstar yet, so I don't know.
They consider anybody on the roster a superstar.
Oh. Robbie says, that's nasty. It's a buildup of dirt and sweat. It could be. I don't know. I know that some people just have that problem and they can't help it. Like, it's just something their body does. But I feel like he has it bad. Like, I've noticed it before, but tonight, like, his armpits are, like, really, like, irritated looking. And so it was just more obvious. Sophie says, Spider-Man Far From Home just arrived on Disney Plus today. People says, I have a low level of that stuff. Do you?
Hey, that's crazy. The Spider-Man's going to be on Disney for a while. I wonder how long they'll have it on Disney for, since it's a Sony production.
Yeah, I don't know. That's very strange. I mean, most of the time I don't notice it, but it just looks like it's really red and inflamed. And I don't know if it's psoriasis. And if you have psoriasis, people, I'm sorry, because that stuff's, pretty bad. But I don't think it is.
I don't know my skin disorders.
It just doesn't look like psoriasis. So, like, that one's fine, but it's the other one. Like, his other armpit is
right
bad. Mm-hmm. You'll never be like me.
Fair enough. That's what he's fair enough.
Fair
I couldn't
enough.
wear that shirt.
Huang says, I think Spider-Man 2 is on Netflix, Sophie. And Pico says, Sophie, how did you enjoy Spider-Man Far From Home?
Uh-oh.
Walter says, go Owens, get the win. And John's like, no way, they put Knight over. Yeah.
I mean, we'll see tomorrow.
We'll see
they're
how well it
obviously,
goes.
they can't go, look, Roman's going to win, deal with it. Because then people aren't going to watch it.
Yeah.
So they got to at least put out some rumors and some fake booking and say, hey, look, I think we're putting the new guy over, and LA Knight's going to be the new.
But we expect, Roman to win. So.
But reality is reality.
Roman's going to win.
That's it. Theory's done. Kevin Owens beats Theory clean.
How did that happen?
This is definitely Triple H booking. They took Theory from a champion to a mid-card jobber.
Mm-hmm. They're like, well, Vince liked you and you're his thing, so we're getting rid of you. You're garbage to us. Which is funny because he was a Triple H baby
Yeah, but he wasn't getting pushed in NXT.
In NXT. Sophie says I saw it in theaters when it came out years ago. And Sophie says, do you have a fave WWE pay-per-view?
Like every year? I like Royal Rumble and Money in the Bank.
Pickle says, man, I haven't had steaks in a long time. I just don't have red meat cravings. Sophie says, why are we talking about armpits?
Don't be weird, buddy.
Kevin Owens. I
you
mentioned
not
his
blind?
armpits.
How are you not blind? He's just staring in the light.
I don't know.
Oh, there's a bug there. Don't do it.
Do it. Jump. Let's see what happens. Oh, no! Getting attacked by the
riffraff just attacked
Oh,
Bianca.
no. The champion. Oh, God.
She got nailed in the face.
She punched her. Good for her. Punch her again.
Get her, Bianca. Bailey and the riffraff in the back.
So it was like, why are we talking about... Oh, I read that. Ravi says D was a big fan of Edge till he left. Okay, Ravi. Huang says I was on the Twitch live stream from Johnny Gargano and he was playing a game called Spider-Man 2. Nice. Ravi's like, could be an ingrown hair. That's a very long and big ingrown hair. Huang says his Twitch live channel was called The Johnny Wrestling. Sophie says Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is on Netflix and the first Miles Morales Spider-Man movie is on Hulu. Huang says I'm also a big WWE fan of Edge too, and I do also miss him in the WWE, Ravi. Well, Huang, Robbie's a big fat liar, and I am not a fan of Edge. I don't like him. I never have liked him. I never even knew about him until he came back from his broken neck syndrome. And I don't like him in AEW. So, yeah, there's
That's
all that.
not his name in AEW.
I don't like ass crack in AEW.
Rick Swann coming out next here on Impact.
So he says, we have 7 matches and 1 pre-show match. Pico says, oh, Huang, I've been in this chat before.
Do we know what the pre-show match is? Because I feel like that's kind of important.
He finishes
to see
NXT
if I'm going to do it or not.
They had a baby, and he was unsigned at the moment. So he says they haven't done a pre-show match in a while, and John's like, LA hasn't had an IC or US title run. Wong says, I heard someone say that Cody Rhodes cannot lose to the match when he goes one-on-one with Damian Priest at Crown Jewel.
No,
he better not lose, because that's just dumb if he does.
He's got to win it pretty decisively.
And if he doesn't win, then somebody needs to fire Triple H and tell him to go live in a dumpster. So he says, out of 8 matches, there are 2 female matches, which is pretty good for a Crown Jewel. Piccolo says, yeah, I'm curious about that, John. Normally, second-tier title path would come first. Cortland's in the chat. Hey, Cortland says, what is your favorite WWE pay-per-view of all time? Which one?
Maybe WrestleMania 3.
Starcade.
Starcade was awesome, but it's not WWE. But.
Wong says, I already know that. Picola and Sophie says, do you expect Jade to show up tomorrow? No, I don't. Robbie says, Kathy Kelly Defo shagging in the back. She's overly smiley these days. Picola says, I'm just telling you the time frame when I joined this chat. Robbie's like, it's true, Dee. You were a big fan. Robbie, I know that you lie in real life, but it's not cool. Sophie's like, I was a big Edge fan when he was in WWE. Now since he joined AEW, I don't care. I was like, Edge is great when he shits on John Cena. Sophie says, Sami Zayn versus JD McDough is the pre-show. Well, one we don't have to watch then.
Yeah, that's good.
Piccolo says, yo, don't be tripping on Starcades. Sophie says, I'm surprised that... Who said anything about tripping? I was saying that was one of his favorite pay-per-views. What's wrong with that?
I was just trying to read what the pre-show fight was.
Sami Zayn versus JD McDough.
Yeah. It's definitely not worth watching.
I said that.
Cool.
I wasn't being like, ew, all wrestling. I was like,
that
one's just silly. Oh, hello, sir. Are you back from your escapades of trying to kill a bug? Bug killing? Murdering? Bug murdering? Sophie is like, I'm surprised that Damian Priest didn't put his briefcase on the line like they have done in years past. John says, I'm the 24/7 champion. You can't teach that. So he says, too bad we didn't see Edge versus Cena one last time. Huang says, do you guys think Nia Jax will annihilate every WWE Woman Divas Superstar at Crown Jewel tomorrow night?
Yes. No. And then she'll lose.
Exactly.
But
she might be mean.
I do think she's going to be beating everybody's butt, but I do have a feeling that she's not going to walk away as the champion.
Pickle's like, oh, I sensed a bit of sarcasm. My mistake. Your fault. No, it's your fault because your ears didn't work correctly. Robbie says, Esta, not the strongest, the toughest, getting double teamed in the back. John's like, Starcade sucked when they left the South, went to Chicago for 8K people. Sophie says, Roman versus LA Knight could be a banger. Pickle's like, I'm curious to know, Travis, what's one Starcade match you wish you could have seen live?
I mean, obviously, Flair and Harley Race in the original one would have been great. But, I mean, I really love the Road Warriors, so one of those Skywalker matches with the Road Warriors would have been awesome.
Yeah.
You know, scaffolding like they do working.
Yeah.
Like 30 feet up in the air.
Yeah.
4 feet wide. Wrestling on that. Like, these guys didn't even want to stand up. It was pretty fun to watch, but
that's funny.
Most of the good stuff happened on the ground, but are they gonna put her with them?
BFAB, go away, you nasty skank.
I'm okay with it. As long as they don't bring in that other dude.
No.
No, I'm going to let that one go there. I'm not going to be a fly on that wall. Rick Swan's wrestling on Impact right now, if you guys are watching that.
Huang says, I'm not surprised on what Logan Paul just did to Rey Mysterio on last Friday night on WWE Smackdown. I don't think very many people are surprised. So he says this entire year WWE pay-per-views have been fire. Rey versus Logan Paul would be an interesting match.
She probably has it's probably that one no knees. Piper Niven. She dressing like
Wow.
whatever her name is, the gladiator woman, Sarah. She's like the Roman one. She's not Viking, she's Roman. Chelsea Green.
That's funny.
Chelsea is one of the girls that got released by Vince, though, huh? And then is a comeback. So there she is, the one.
Yeah, but she broke her arm like multiple times. Like, she broke something and she was out so much and she left, but I don't know if she was a Vince comeback signing or if it was a Triple H signing come back. I feel like those kind of people are a Vince pick. Like, no, you have done something good with yourself. Okay, yeah, well, come on back. We'll see what you can do kind of thing. Did you stay healthy for over a year? You know what I mean? Because she was always, like, broken.
I wonder if she's going to do her boob flash thing. So she's the one that does the blue boob flash in TNA.
Oh.
She had the little pasties on her nipples, and then she'd flash. And the wrestlers would be like, and then they'd get beat.
Oh.
Because she was Cardona's.
Oh, yeah, I don't think she's going to be
Valet.
able to do that here.
Well, she's nobody's valet yet, but it would be freaking fantastic in storylines. Because they don't have to show it from the front angle.
Right.
Just show the back. But she's relevant here. She wrestles.
True.
But if she ever becomes irrelevant and then starts to be a manager, then they could go that route. If she's still young and perky. We see Mae Young doing that.
Probably says,
Roll them up.
Probably says, Kevin Patrick, is he necessary to have on SmackDown?
Not really, but they got to do something.
And Huang says it'll be a banger, Sophie. Sophie says, what one WrestleMania match you wish you could have seen live?
WrestleMania? Hogan and Andre?
Robbie says, go on, Dumpling looking decent there. John's like, I seen SummerSlam 90 live in the Spectrum. Kerry Von Erich won IC belt from Mr. Perfect. That's cool.
Some good talent right there.
Huang says, who do you guys want to win at Crown Jewel tomorrow between LA Knight and Roman Reigns?
Roman.
Not that we don't like LA Knight, but...
I mean, I want my wrestling to stay relevant.
Picola says, I agree.
Like
I agree. Night of the Skywalkers one would be amazing.
Oh.
I also would go with Rock and Roll Express versus the Andersons in a steel cage.
Yeah, Rock and Roll Express are my favorite tag team of all time. I'm just saying that the Skywalker matches were something that would have been fun to watch. Especially the one where Cornette with the Midnight Express broke his ankle.
Oh.
Like he
ouch.
fell,
Oh, God.
broke his ankle.
Is that cool?
And he had the Big Boss Man with him. Although that wasn't the guy's name. It was Big Bubba. That was Big Boss Man's name in NWA. And then Big Bubba came into the Big Boss Man later on in WWE. WWF. What? But it's not spelled bowl. It's bull. Credible.com. But it's not credible. It's credible.
Yes. John's like, great one, Cole at 86. Sophie's like, people are already predicting a Logan Paul win. Huang says, did you guys know that WrestleMania 40 is in Philly, though?
Yeah.
Piccolo says the Cucks wish they had an ounce of real tag team wrestling from 86. Yeah.
I just hope I'm around in 11 years so I can watch WrestleMania 50. Be cool if Vince was still around at that time, too.
Huang says, I want Rey Mysterio to win, Sophie. And Sophie says, Nia Jax was a Vince rehire. Piccolo's like, sure. Sophie says, do you expect Chelsea Green's husband to come back to the WWE since he has been hinting a lot on Twitter?
You know, I'd like to see it because Zack Ryder was fun to watch. He's really good for the kids and everything. You know, and he is a pretty big guy. You notice that in the indies, that he's so much bigger than everybody else.
Yeah.
That he would fit in really well. I mean, as long as he doesn't expect to get any special privileges or be pushed or anything.
Piccolo says Impact has had the weirdest storylines.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now.
Huang says Nia Jax is an irresistible force and the most unstoppable, dominant WWE Women Diva superstar ever, Sophie.
Ever.
Sophie says Kairi Sane is coming back. She has been re-signed like a couple months ago.
I've seen that. That could be a blessing or a curse. We'll see how that ends up playing out. I have a feeling that might not play out like everybody wants.
Yeah.
Look at her tag team partners.
Charlotte.
Well, shit. That's bringing out the heavy guts. She's like, I got somebody. Well, shit. I thought it was going to be no knees.
Feels like Hogan versus The Rock. Sophie says, who do you predict to win between Logan and Rey?
I might have thrown something in that match, though. Hogan lost that match. That made me stop watching wrestling until 2012. Like, I'm not kidding. That was the death of wrestling for me for a while. The only reason I started watching it again is because my neighbors, they watched it, and I was like, I'll pitch in for some pay-per-views. So then I just watched pay-per-views.
Right.
And then there was, like, CM Punk was there, and it was all weird for me. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? And I forgot he was there when I watched it. He was just this weirdo. But anyways, he did all right for those last 2 years, because he left in 14 anyway. So I only had to watch him, like, 6-7 times.
Sophie says, who do you predict to win between Logan and Rey?
I mean, I'd like to see Logan win. It would make more sense. But I don't know how they would play it out because he's not a full-timer.
So
I'm okay with either one of them winning. It would hurt Logan more than it would hurt Rey. The loss would.
Right.
Unless there's cheating, but he's the bad guy, so the cheating doesn't work.
Yeah, Sophie says, remember the main event Mafia? And Piccolo says, it was an ACL tear. Corny talked about it in one of his shows.
Oh, is that what it was? I swear he broke his ankle.
And
but yeah,
Sophie
I mean, whatever.
says her favorite wrestler, Liv Morgan, should be coming back soon. Well, congratulations. Huang says, do you guys remember when Cody Rhodes told Sami Zayn to finish his story? Walter says, Shotzi and Flair for the win. Huang says, here comes Shotzi now. Sophie says, Zack Ryder is best friends with Cody Rhodes. Walter says, Charlotte Flair, woo. And John says, I remember Tully and Arn dropped the belts to Midnight Express, then left the company, showed up in WWF 90 days later.
Yep.
Long says, I haven't seen Zack Ryder in the WWE yet, Sophie. And Mr. Big K in the chat. Hey, Mr. Big K says, not Charlotte again.
Oh, yeah, it's Charlotte time.
Walter says, good SmackDown before Crown Jewel. Sophie says, Charlotte Flair that they put in random situations in the past few months. Wong says, hi there, Mr. Big K. And Walter says, AEW Rampage night and AEW Collision on Saturday night. Yeah, Crown Jewel tomorrow day.
Charlotte just called him sister. She's like, all right, sister. And she starts slapping him. She's whipping the shit out of both of them. Chelsea's done.
Wong says, how did you know that Cody Rhodes has a best friend named Zack Ryder, Sophie? And Sophie says, when I first started watching wrestling, I only watched Raw and SmackDown. I couldn't watch every pay-per-view every month. Well,
You're fine. Keep going.
Sophie said that, and Huang says not watching AEW Rampage though. Walter. Robbie says, what is Charlotte, a singles or tag team wrestler? WWE can't make up their minds. She just is helping put Shotzi over, guys.
Yeah, she's just helping out with Shotzi for a minute.
You know, Shotzi's had a hard time. Her sister with cancer and stuff like that. Things happening. Mr. Big K says, 1, 2, 3, the winner is still WWE Undisputed Universal Champion Roman Reigns.
Yes.
Sophie says, wow, it's been a while since Charlotte won a match. Yeah, she has been beat a couple times.
That might do it, though. They should have at least had Shotzi do it.
Right?
Charlotte with her third move. It's not even one of her finishers.
It doesn't. Poor Chelsea out there. Just taking it.
It's like, can she at least hit me with natural selection? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
hey, can I at least lose 20 your finisher?
Right. People says, I'm a bit torn with RVD. I loved his talent in ECW, but when he became a huge face on WWE, he really lost his edge and got bland.
Yeah, and now he's kind of not really a regular, but he's kind of there in
AEW.
AEW, him and Hook.
Whatever. Wong says I would have want Charlotte Flair and Shotzi win, but I guess they both win already.
Smoke and Choke. That's their name.
Oh, Jesus.
Hook and RVD.
Oh,
Smoke and Choke.
Oh, God. Harley says, yes, I remember the main event Mafia. John's like, Saturday night main event on NBC was great back in the 80s.
Oh, my God, dude. We'd stay up and watch those. My whole family would come up from Salt Lake, and we'd watch those. Loved them. Loved it. Wish they'd do it again.
Hochoy Club in the chat. Hey, Hochoy, how's it going? So Sophie says WWE is known to be the petty when it comes to certain things that involve AEW. Huang says hi there, Hochoy. And Pico says I haven't watched Invasion storyline in quite a while. I may go back to check out the Raws back then.
You know, it would have been a really good storyline if they would have used their talent, but they didn't. And so the Invasion storyline kind of fizzled too quick when it could have been great. They really dropped the ball on that one.
Mm-hmm.
You bring in Booker T and Goldberg and Hogan and Nash and Hall, and they're going to run roughshod on your roster.
Yeah.
But instead, they didn't. They brought in a bunch of nobodies. I mean, they might have still used Booker T. I can't remember. But
So it says, but with RVD and AEW, he can't go to... but with RVD and AEW, he can't go to Mania in Philly. Mr. Big Case of Crown Jewel Dream match Solo Sequoia versus John Cena. Troy has given us all of the emojis. And Sophie says the Invasion storyline had promise in the beginning. Long says, I do trust John Cena to keep on being the greatest of all time in the WWE.
yeah.
John's like, Rob Van Dam, ECW and WWE champion. Sophie says, and on the WWE side, some stars were also injured during the Invasion storyline.
Yeah, it just didn't play out like it could have. Team Shane was not very deep or good.
Robbie says, why would anyone want a poster of Rey Mysterio? WWEshop.com. Very random.
He's one of the most popular guys.
They had a poster? I don't even pay attention, Robbie. That's funny that you paid attention to the ad that was on your screen that much that you noticed a poster. That's pretty funny. So he says, but RVD doesn't have the AEW graphic. Huang says, is Randy Orton still at the WWE Performance Center?
You know, I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to Randy.
I do not follow any of his storylines, so there's that.
Whoa.
Yeah, the unexpected can totally happen to all of you. Sophie says, I think they should hold off the Invasion storyline until like a year later. Robbie says, Dee, what can I say? I'm very observant. Yeah. Titties on.
What?
What's her face?
Chelsea Green?
No.
Oh.
Dumpling.
Oh.
John says, no doubt Heyman goes into the HOF in Philly at Mania. Pickle's like, speaking of Shane O'Mac, will he ever be on WWE TV for anything after the Endeavor merger? It depends. Is he healed from his issue that he got?
I mean, obviously, it's going to take at least a year to get over what he had happened to him at Mania.
So it was like the Invasion storyline would have worked perfectly if they had all the big name stars. And Robbie's like, D, Dumpling is hot. Fire. I'm not saying anything. I mean, if that's your type, buddy. Huang says, do you know that Adam Copeland, or Ascot, because I know him in AEW, is going to fight against the Don Callis in AEW Full Gear?
Oh, yeah. I did not, but that sounds cool.
Is that what's happening? It's weird. Okay.
What's the name of that Thanksgiving movie?
Thanksgiving.
Is it?
No, I don't think it's called Thanksgiving. I can't remember.
I'll just put it under Thanksgiving horror movie. It says it comes out on the 17th, which is also supposedly when the Hunger Games prequel comes out.
About white?
Yeah, the white one. The
Snow?
book. Yeah.
About snow?
I think it's actually called Snow, but...
Huang says, do you know... Oh, I read that. So he says, remember when Steve Austin turned heel twice during the Invasion storyline? Piccola says, I am surprised. What are you surprised about? What's the surprise? What's the surprise?
Solo!
Huang says, Ass Crack and Sting and Darby Allin versus the Don Callis family AEW Full Gear is the match, though. I thought it was somebody else, but yeah.
Paul Heyman walking like... Brr.
Brr.
Like he's tough.
Sophie says, Steve Austin first turned heel the Mania against The Rock like a couple of months before the Invasion storyline.
It didn't even really work. Like, fans weren't on... Like, Stone Cold was like the greatest face ever. Well, him and Hogan. What's wrong?
Okay.
Oh, why are you acting?
I was listening to you. Sorry.
With a weird face.
Harley says Impact Wrestling is going back to its original name of...
Yeah. TNA. Total Nonstop Action.
Oh, I thought it was Tits and Ass. My bad.
Total Nonstop Action.
Tits and Ass. Pickle says, bought a loaf of brioche bread.
Hey,
Time
that's
for
that
a ham
girl.
and grilled cheese. Brioche bread, huh? What girl? What
The one that's on our Instagram all the time with the weird naked pictures, basically.
Oh, Jordan Grace?
Yeah, Jordan Gracie.
Oh.
Or Grace. It's good wrestling.
Oh my god. Is brioche bread kind of sweet, Piccola, or is it just really soft? Just out of curiosity. I've never had it. Robbie says, do you think tank tops or t-shirts with no sleeves for men are flattering? I personally can't stand them. Well, you're a guy, so I would imagine you wouldn't stand them. Now, it depends on the physique of the guy. I've seen Travis in his prime in a tank top, and it was pretty nice. I can't say it wasn't. There are some guys that can pull off a tank top or a t-shirt with no sleeves and look not like a douchebag.
I only wore wife beaters, and that was the tank top, but it was a wife beater.
It was still a tank top.
But normally I would have had a button-up shirt over it, unbuttoned. I just happened to not have it on in that picture.
Which is fine. I'm just saying that there's some guys who can pull it off and not look weird.
I did have an I still have an NWO shirt that I cut the sleeves off of. It was the black and red, the Wolfpack one.
Right.
But
that's because I'm a girl. Like,
she's a dame.
Me enjoying that type of stuff is because I'm a girl. Just like you men would like to see a woman, if you are into women, in a tank top or a low-cut shirt or booty shorts or whatever it is that floats your boat.
You know what I like, which is weird, is like a dark turtleneck. Like
or a dark turtleneck.
Like skin tight, though.
I mean, see, that's what I'm just saying. I'm saying, like, you all are going to like something. Like, because you're guys. Just because I'm a girl and I like something doesn't make it weird. Like, Robbie's trying to make it like it's weird. It's like, dude, just because you're... Well, I don't expect you to like them on a man. Put a tank top on a woman without a bra on. You gonna look at that? I bet you fucking will. Be like, man, she's got some nice big heart there.
It's perky.
It's very perky. John's like, Robbie, you sniff boxers. Oh, God. Hong says, I did watch some of the match from Cody Rhodes and AEW Dynamite on YouTube from my cell phone. Sophie says, imagine if WCW had the big name stars instead of relying on ECW names. Sophie says, do you think after Cody Rhodes left, AEW isn't the same as it was before he left? And Sophie says, remember when HBK turned heel against Hulk Hogan? That didn't work out that well. And Robbie's like, big up, D, I knew you would like them. And John's like, Travis, you lumberjack, you. Long as I think Cody Rhodes already been retiring at AEW Dynamite and decided to return to the WWE WrestleMania, Sophie. Robbie's message retracting. Pico's like Travis looking like Rick Rude back in the day.
Yeah. It's a good example, except I didn't have the tattoo.
John says,
For
it
all
happens.
you fat, out of shape.
Sophie
Rude,
says, wow,
baby.
Solo actually talking. Robbie says, John, this is why you always get timed out. Mr. Big K says, Umaga versus John Cena, Crown Jewel 2023. No, it's Solo, not Umaga. Sophie says, yesterday marks 5 years since HBK came out of retirement. John's like, block you, Robbie. Robbie's like, no, I wore a tank top before. They don't look good on me. John, stop being rude, too. Then you have no reason to be timed out. How about you guys just ignore each other? Like, seriously. Like, stop. Unless you guys have something relevant to say to each other. I'm not reading your fucking comments to each other either. Done.
Jordan Grace won. She beat Danny Luna.
Whoever the hell Danny Luna is.
That girl that just lost. I knew who Jordan Grace is just because of her pictures on the internet.
Right.
Hey, it's John Cena. John Cena sucks.
Really, stop.
Actually, I like John Cena, but the song is.
Sophie's like, I think Solo versus Cena was going to happen at the Rumble, but they pushed it to tomorrow. Mr. Big says, I heard, is John Cena his final match with Crown Jewel? Is John Cena win, you can stay, or John Cena lose, he's gone. Oh.
Yeah, he needs to go back to Hollywood and make some bangers.
So it was like Jordan Grace was on the WWE's radar.
Isn't he in a movie that we just wanted to watch? Is it out yet?
I think so.
Can
I don't
write that
remember
down?
what it
What
was.
was that?
I don't remember. You better say goodbye to them while you still can. It was like John Cena coming to blow shit up tonight. Or Robbie, like, timing people out that don't need to be timed out. So it's like the actor strike could be over this weekend.
Holy crap.
You know, I think they should just not hire any of them back.
Hey, look, that's that guy from What Culture Wrestling. He's on Impact.
Walter says, okay, bye guys. See you Saturday, 1 p.m. for Crown Jewel.
Simon?
Bye, Walter. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow morning, afternoonish.
Simon something? Simon Cowell or something? Simon something.
Oh, yeah?
That's cool. Somebody with a bad voice.
I was like, yeah, that's him, Simon.
He's probably scared, like, oh, please don't embarrass me out here.
So it says, do you expect John Cena to come back for the Road to Mania? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know what he would do. Maybe
Ooh.
Logan Paul or something.
The only reason why you got a job here is because you're a cousin.
Oh,
Wow.
shit.
Did you piss John Cena off? Damn. He usually isn't this mean to people. Damn. That's about 90 seconds. Rob's like, go on, Bailey. Looming to end Esta for good. Pico's like, I'm so tired of the commercials. And it'll get worse when Christmas comes around.
Taz.
Was he an enforcer or something?
Yeah, Taz. Actually, Taz looked just like that.
Oh.
That's funny. Yeah, he was a big, thick guy. He doesn't look like his son Hook. Hook's, like, lean. Taz was all big and... You better look around you. She has bad posture. And her...
Who has bad posture?
Bailey.
Bailey? Oh.
And her chiropractor was all doing her... She's like, is it my posture? And he's like, yeah, it doesn't help.
He's like, we know that you're embarrassed about your large boobs, but you really need to start sticking them out more.
Get your shoulders back. That's silly. Just make it a steel cage match. You can handle it.
All right.
Is
Oh,
this a
yeah.
Sheamus match?
So unfair. He's... No.
Donnybrook. So it's going to be, what's his name? The Brawling Brutes?
It's got to be because Sheamus isn't around. He's had a injury, didn't he? Mm-hmm. Alicia Taylor is her name.
By the way, Eric had a C6, C7 fusion.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, I watched that.
Damn.
Today.
So he might not ever.
Yeah, we'll see. They asked about, or Big E released a statement and said that he's still not healed. His C1
yeah.
fracture.
Yeah, he won't be able to. There's no way. If he wrestled and just one wrong move, he would be paralyzed. One wrong move. That's all it takes.
Well, it broken in 2 spots, his C1. Mm-hmm. And the only reason I'm bringing that up is because he did it.
Yeah.
Ridge.
He didn't do it on purpose.
Of course not.
Fucking what's-his-face didn't tuck right.
I know.
He fell wrong. I'm sorry. I blame Big E just as much.
Yeah, it's definitely a 50-50.
Like, it's not because he couldn't lift his ass. It's because dumbass was lifted off the ground, but he didn't tuck when he came down. That's his own damn fault.
Hey, is that Simon in the ring? Or is that...
Yeah, they called him out. Like, that was what all those tweets were about they were showing earlier.
He looks funny. He looks like that Chris Daniels on steroids.
Oh, God. That's disgusting.
Oh, look. The guy in the back's got his face taped to it. It looks like it's CGI'd on, but it's not. It's a picture.
Criticize others? Yes.
Oh, this is that guy that they kept telling you that you would like or not like. I can't remember what his name. He's the one that wrestled Daniel Bryan at that last pay-per-view.
Oh, fuck if I know who he is. I really don't remember. So it says, wonder when they'll actually break up Damage Control if they have been teasing that for a year. Robbie says, Raw, Damage Control banned from ringside, laughing. And John says, Cena has You Can't See Him. I have You Can't Hear Me. Marcus says, shout out to Brock Purdy on getting my first L in my fantasy league. Thanks, bro.
Yeah, Brock Purdy was like the greatest quarterback San Francisco ever had until the last 3 games. I think they gave him a little bit too much freedom. You know, because he was not losing games. And then they're like, oh, I think he can win us games. And I think that's where the problem came in, is they just put too much responsibility on him. It's just allowing the defense to play and being conservative on the offensive side.
Uh-huh.
So now he's turning the ball over, and yeah, the 49ers have lost 3 straight games. Which is stupendous.
Stupendous. So.
Just looking at this.
Huh?
Just looking at this. Not you, the chair. but your shirt was on it. How's your headlights?
Why?
Like that deer one.
I was like, we should do that as a costume. It was actually pretty genius. It was actually pretty funny.
Like, I was like, what is she supposed to be? And then all of a sudden, he's like...
I thought that was pretty funny. So he says, Cena pretty much fought everyone on the Rock's family in the past 21 years. Marcus says, I like SmackDown's ring announcer, Alicia Taylor. Huh. Yeah, I didn't know her name, but now we do. Sophie says, so who knows how long Eric will be out after surgery? Robbie says, Alicia Taylor, that's a posh name. And Sophie says, isn't Eric the one who is married to Nikki Cross? No, Eric is the one that's married to Sarah Logan.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Nikki Cross's husband.
Killian Dane was that guy.
I don't even know where he went or where he is or whatever happened to him. John's like, Biggie will become an agent backstage. Cortland says, which match are you looking forward to the most at Crown Jewel? Sophie says, Biggie says they don't have a return timeline for him in an interview. And Robbie says, Bryan Danielson in one. No one wants to remember his matches. There was only maybe one of his matches that wasn't so
I don't think
terrible.
This is the guy that Daniel was wrestling, but he has that blonde hair, so I thought it was. But this guy looks too big.
There was only one match of his that wasn't like the most horrific match ever.
Yeah, he had a couple that were okay.
It was when he was in WWE, though.
Him and Bray Wyatt tore it down. That was a good match. That was back in 15 or 16.
Yeah, that was probably the only match of his that is it's all right. So if he says there's a report Fox is actually losing money on having SmackDown, which is a surprise. John says, I think defense caught up with Purdy. It was only a matter of time. Philly D will destroy him. Ouch, poor guy. Marcus says, who can you see getting that call up soon? I think Carmelo Hayes can have a successful main roster run.
I don't see that.
That's an interesting choice.
I try to watch. I watch him and I try to see anything impressive, and there's just nothing.
Right.
He's undersized. He can't cut a promo, and so all he's going to be is another Dragon Lee or Johnny Gargano type.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll come with excitement, but I don't see him being any better than Tommaso Ciampa or any of the other guys that are undersized that don't cut good promos, even though Ciampa's decent.
Marcus says, who can you see getting the call-up? Oh, read that. Sophie says, which match are you least looking forward to for tomorrow?
I wish I knew a match list. I honestly, I couldn't name you two fucking match. Well, no, I know two. I couldn't name you three matches, though.
The ladies, 7,000 way.
There's 5 women in one. I don't know the other women's match. Is that the one with Esther and Io?
Maybe.
I think that's the other women's match.
Possibly, I guess.
LA Knight is wrestling Roman. John Cena's wrestling Solo. Yeah. I'm going to have to look it up because I
Damian Priest and Cody. Marcus says, if Triple H was running things, then maybe we could have got Sanity on the main roster.
Yeah. We did, didn't we, for a minute? They didn't last very long.
Mr. Big K says, do you know what's called Spanish Mr. Money to Bank Spanish called Señor El Martín Dinero El Blanco? Or English, they call it Mr. Money in the Bank. They spelt wrong. Oh, Damian Prince, he spelt wrong. Pico says, I could give you a few examples. What are we giving examples of? Oh, Bryan Danielson matches. So he says, do you expect Carmelo and Bro to finally get a call-up? No. Pico says, would rather enjoy my sandwich. I asked you about the bread, Pico, and you didn't answer me. Rudeness. So he says, there have been many NXT talents that have been down there too long. Marcus says, the thing about Brock Purdy last year, teams didn't have any film on him. Now that he played a full season, defenses are exposing his weakness. So he says Nikki Cross was kind of hinting at a Sanity return like at the beginning of the summer.
Right.
So he says Sanity was on the main roster. It lasted like a month before one got sent back down to NXT UK and the others got sent to a regular NXT. Oh no, not the broken glass all over. Is it real glass or is it fake?
Catastrophic.
Not the teamwork. Mr. Big says, do you have a AAA Omega championship? No. Marcus says, Tiffany Stratton is a quick learner. I'm sure she would thrive once she gets that call.
I think she'll do great. It's going to be crazy watching the women's division here pretty soon because they're doing a really good job in NXT. They're doing a not so good job on the main roster with the women. But if you watch NXT, it's almost 50-50 women to men matches. But there is a lot of good talent that could be coming up in the next couple years, you know?
Yeah.
Like Cora Jade and Tiffany Stratton. And others. Especially in this new breakout tournament. And then the women they already have. And then if they sign any other free agent women. The only problem is they only have 2 belts.
Right.
Their tag team belts aren't really being utilized right now. And I don't know how they're going to give all these women titles, yet still push their top women. Because, I mean, there's no way Becky and Charlotte are going to be like, oh, it's all right, just push all these other girls and we'll just
At some
fade
point,
away.
they got to not be okay with it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing that shit right now, but fuck.
But at some point, you got to use your best, not just keep trying to push for the future. Because it's not their responsibility to build WWE's future. Their job is to get paid and be the greatest.
Right.
Seems weird. Why would it change the way you go?
You know, there's people that the aesthetic of it they hate, which I don't blame them because now it's not square, and so it's just fucking weird. So
Oh,
it looks
it's-
weird.
so
So
they
like
hate
you
the
tear
new
it off,
one?
it's wavy. So yeah, so instead of it being straight across, when you tear it off, it goes like this across the thing. And so on your roll, it's like wavy like that. And I'd be like, it would bother me too.
So
I'd be
that's
like,
what's bugging him?
yeah. Is that somebody was talking about it on TikTok. Like, I don't like it. I can't stop looking at it and I hate it. Like, I don't like it. And one person's like, well, I like it. It sure comes off a lot easier. And it's like, well, that's not good. So what you're telling me is that then you can it just rips off one at a time, no matter if you like to or not. Like, how fucked up and stupid is that?
I guess my brain doesn't think about toilet paper enough, like, to worry about it, you know? It's like, if I was in the woods, I'd use a leaf. And it's not going to have straight edges or rip easy or...
Well, most of the time people aren't shitting in the woods, but you know.
Well, if I could find a white rabbit.
I guess if you want to shit in the woods, use your underwear, I guess.
Shitting in the street. All right, we got Cody and Damian. We got John and Solo. We got Ray and Logan. We got Io and Bianca. We got Rhea versus everybody else. We got Seth versus Drew. Forgot about that one. And Roman versus LA. So, my least favorite out of that would be Bianca and Io. The next would be Rhea versus all those others. Next would be Logan versus Ray. Seth versus Drew. Cody versus Damian. I'm not even putting Zayn in there. That's obviously the worst man. And then Roman. So I'm most looking forward to the Roman match, I guess.
Pickle says brioche is definitely sweet. I figured it was.
1, 2, and 3. No!
So did you say you were doing a grilled cheese with it? And if that's the case, like, would you do like a ham and like a Swiss or something? So everything's not sweet. Sophie says, do you expect Baron Corbin to get called back up?
No.
Pico says would be awesome for French toast. I've heard people use it for French toast. Sophie says about The Rock's daughter.
Like I said, in the next couple years, we're going to see a lot of women that are going to be coming through.
Mr. Big says, do you have a toy? It's called AAA Super Mega Championships. No, we don't have anything like that.
No.
Marcus says, I like that they are not rushing Jade. We probably won't see her actual debut until the Rumble match and be the Iron Woman. I'm fine with not seeing her. I don't want them to rush her either. I like that they put her out there, but I don't want to see her, I don't want to see him put her into this big thing all of a sudden. It's going to be weird.
And the buildup they need to do for her is levels. Mm-hmm. I don't want to see her come in and, dominate Rhea her first week or something. That's dumb. But I want to see her build up to that. Like a good old-fashioned Goldberg run.
Right. Sophie says, or if you go to Tony Khan's promotion, you get handed a championship. Marcus says, I'm going to have a busy day tomorrow watching Crown Jewel, then the LSU versus Alabama game. Sounds like it.
That sounds like a fun game to
Mr.
watch.
Big says, what happened the New Day?
The New Day, Big E broke his neck, and then Kofi and Xavier are just on Raw.
They just do stuff. They've been they were feuding with the Viking Raiders for a while, but with Eric being out, I don't know. Robbie's like, do you that fussy when it comes to toilet paper? No. I was talking about the perforation of the toilet paper.
We don't use that kind anymore.
No, we don't. I'm just saying, it would just be weird. The aesthetic of it looks weird to me. I mean, whatever. It wipes your ass and, and get a bidet, I guess. I'm just saying, it's just the aesthetic look of it is weird to me. Robbie says, what's your favorite cheese? I quite like brie or red Leicester. Leicester? Is that how you say?
If I had to pick a cheese, it would be the spicy one. I can't remember what it's called, but
pepper jack cheese.
Pepper jack.
It's a soft cheese. I don't mind brie. Brie's okay. I think it's for certain things. I don't know what red Leicester is. I don't know if it's is it a white cheddar or what kind of a cheese is it? If we have it here, I couldn't tell you. And I don't go to the cheese store and find out because where Ayla works at the butcher place, they actually have a whole bunch of different cheeses, but I don't know if they have that one. Marcus says, did WWE rehire Vince Russo or something? We've been getting gimmick matches on live TV lately.
Ugh. It's Naomi.
Dumb.
She's going up against Diana Peraza. Or Diana Peraza, or whatever her name is.
I don't know, Marcus. Maybe they did rehire Vince Russo. I'm just kidding. I have no idea. So he says WWE already has plans for Will Ospreay if he does sign with the WWE. P. Cola says, Marcus, will we be friends? Who you pulling for? Sophie says, if Will does sign with the WWE, they want him to be the face of their new NXT promotion, NXT Germany. Marcus says,
hey, that's
LSU,
a good idea.
of course. Robbie says, the Asian in me, I wash my bum after using toilet. Exactly. Sophie says, Crown Jewel looks to be awesome pay-per-view. Yeah, you've got the bidet. And Pickle is like, ew. Not to Robbie washing his bum, but that Marcus likes LSU. Robbie says, it's orange in color, red Leicester. It's creamy and... Okay.
Moose is who I wish the WWE would have signed.
Yeah, it would be, yeah.
He's legit, and they just didn't do it. I don't understand it.
Yeah. Does he not talk, maybe? I don't know.
He does a little bit, but some people you don't need to talk. And he's huge. He's a big dude.
Right. So, Robbie, I don't think you can have creamy as a taste. I mean, creamy as a texture, of course. But taste is more nutty or sweet or sour. That's how I describe cheeses. Or very sharp tasting. Sophie says, I like afternoon pay-per-views because by the time it's over, it is time for dinner.
Yeah, exactly. It's what's his name? Remember him? He's the one that lost like 200 and something matches in a row in WWE.
I mean, I remember the 200 matches thing, but I don't remember his name. What's his name?
It's been years.
Marcus says, I always wanted to see Moose versus Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. There it is. Pretty Deadly wins it.
Wow.
Which I'm okay
Congratulations.
with because they beat the nobody. Old Butcher.
Oh, they threw Bush there, huh? Sophie says, would a WWE Impact crossover pay-per-view work?
Hey, it's Frank Kazarian.
Pickle's like, some of us enjoy dinner, I guess. Some of us enjoy dinner, Pickle.
I love their song. It's pretty deadly. They were really good in NXT UK. I remember watching them when I'd watch their shows. And I was like, these guys are actually pretty funny because they're so good on the mic. But they're goofy.
Uh-huh.
And so it works.
So it says about Brock Lesnar versus Gunther. Do you see that happening at some point?
Who? Gunther and who?
Brock Lesnar.
I hope not. It doesn't end well for one of them. And if Brock loses, that's just fucking ridiculous. So you'd have to have
Right.
Brock win, and then I don't see how that helps. Because Brock doesn't want that title.
So it says they teased Brock and Gunther a couple times over the past couple years. And Pico says bipolar weather this week. I enjoyed the mid-70s today. Nice. It was freezing before. Marcus says, please give us an LA Knight and Stone Cold segment where we get a yeah and what going back and forth.
Oh, God. Can you imagine? Yeah.
What?
What? Yeah.
Yeah. What? Sophie says, do you expect them to do Cena versus LA Knight in the future?
They could, if they want to put over LA. Nick Aldis has got to be a wrestler
Oh, God,
at
not the
some
pearls
point.
of wisdom.
Oh, Lord.
Pickle's like, it was down to 49 for us, which is a big no bueno. Yeah, no bueno for you guys down there. That's crazy. It was down to 49. Was that during the day or was that overnight? Because that's insane. So he says Gunther versus Rollins would be interesting. Did the iguana start falling out of the trees? It's funny because when it gets really cold down there in Florida, that's what happens. The invasive iguanas down there start falling out of trees and they're just like, bah.
Are they dead?
No, they're just so cold that they fall.
I want an iguana.
And so they're just like,
Let's go to iguana hunting.
but they're like really aggressive. Anyways, Sophie's like Gunther versus Rollins would be interesting. And Marcus says, I think they will find a way to make LA look strong when he loses to Roman tomorrow. Well, they'd have to. I mean, they can't just do this and then screw him over too much, I guess. Sophie says it was cold and windy yesterday morning, and Pico's like overnight. Ooh, yeah, that is pretty chilly for you guys.
I mean, that's like our temperature overnight. Last night, I think it was in the 40s.
Sophie says, but it was like hot in the midday. Pico's like, I'm not sure. And Sophie's like, I'm going to Busch Gardens on Tuesday with my uncle. That's cool. Sounds fun. Good for you.
I don't know what Busch Gardens is. Is that a restaurant?
Sounds like drinking of beer to me.
Awesome.
All the Busch Gardens with drinking, and I think they go there and ride rides and stuff too, or something. So eat food probably and whatnot.
Is it named after Jeb Bush? Because he was the governor or whatever?
It's Busch, like beer. Busch beer.
Bush.
As you guys said, it's a theme park, an amusement park. Yeah. After I said rides, but I'm pretty sure they have beer. Marcus says I'm fine not living in Florida. I don't want to wake up leaving in the morning with a 10-foot gator chilling on my front lawn. Or having an iguana fall on you because it got too cold. Or having a herpes monkey chase you and maybe eat you.
Okay, so I disagree with all of you because...
Or an anaconda.
I
trying to murder you.
Be in absolute hog heaven. If I woke up in the morning and there was an alligator, I would be out there touching it with a stick.
I know you. A stick, poor thing. At least it would be a stick, I guess.
No, it would get jumped on at some point.
Oh, God.
I've seen Steve Irwin.
Jesus Christ. Travis would be the epitome of a Florida man.
Dude.
Sophie's like, did you see Chicago got hit with snow this week? Yeah, a lot of places up that area got hit with snow, Sophie. Not just Chicago. Chicago.
You know, Chicago's just a city. A lot of people think it's
Ohio, Michigan, lots of states up there. Illinois, which Chicago is in. But a lot of those states got snow Halloween, for fuck's sake.
Did they get snow, or not snow, but did they get snow in Toronto?
I don't know.
It's right there by Detroit.
Maybe. I know. I didn't see anything come up before Toronto. Picolo's like, never been to Chicago. Stay on the north side.
Yeah, if you go into
Chicago... Do not go to the south side of Chicago.
South side's just not where you want to go.
Stay in the north side of Chicago and you'll be fine. Sophie's like, I don't miss snow at all. Really? Robbie says, do you get many wild animals where you are? Where I live, we get a lot of foxes that like to eat out of bins.
She gets deer.
Mountain
lion every once in a while.
Yeah, skunks, raccoons.
I have never seen a raccoon in the wild.
I saw some. When I was driving out to Dad's one night and I was going across the one bridge, I was like, what the fuck is that? It was three big fat raccoons just going across the road. I'm like, you dang bandits.
That's funny.
Running across the road. I've seen that. Skunks, of course.
I've seen a lot of foxes out where you
I've
live.
seen foxes, pheasants.
Birds, like eagles.
Lots of birds. Saw 2 bald eagles when I was driving into work the other day.
They're so pretty.
2 of them. From the one exit between that and 5th. Mm-hmm. There are 2 of them. One was on a pole, and then the other one flew in on it. So I don't know if they're a mating pair.
Could be.
Or what, but yeah. So bald eagles, which we've never had.
Logan!
Which we've never had in this area. And then now all of a sudden we have them. Mm-hmm. We've never seen them in this area before. It's crazy.
I've only seen them in Mackey. But...
That's what I mean. Like, I have never seen them down here. And so it was crazy. Coyotes. I'm trying to think of what other... Never seen elk or moose. No, I did see a moose. I saw a moose one time. One day.
They are all over in this area, though.
I know they are, but I've never seen them this far down. Oh. Like, they usually aren't down. Like, and even in that area, out at Dad's, they're not. They're not down there.
Why are they doing this?
They're doing a stupid weigh-in. It's so fucking weird. This is dumb.
He fights at 195.
I haven't like walked into a mountain lion, but really? There was a mountain lion in our backyard one time out at my dad's. I have seen a mountain lion when I was driving down the freeway, go over the freeway.
Rey weighs as much as the weight his brother fights at.
175. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Look how tiny he is.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. This is dumb as fuck. This is like the stupidest fucking thing they could do. They're like, let's what's the stupidest thing we could do? Let's do this.
Dom was right. You a deadbeat dad. I knew you was short.
Sophie says, this is pre-taped, so it's no crowd. Oh, no, not the one thing. Oh, no, he smacked him.
He hit him.
Sophie says, away, and they have done stuff like this before. Marcus says, if WWE went to Saudi back then, how over...
Oh, God, he hit him with the microphone.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Did he? That's hilarious.
The Dylan Dennis thing. He hit him in the head with the microphone.
Oh, no.
He hit me with the microphone.
He's got weapons. He's got weapons. He's trying to be all serious. He's got weapons. Then he's trying not to laugh if he's leaving.
These guys are in the 69 here.
Robbie says, why is it because that part of Chicago is windy?
It's all windy, but no.
The south side of Chicago was not because it's windy, sweetie.
Like 7 or 8 people get shot every weekend there.
Yeah, it's
it's
dangerous.
It's not.
It's just a dangerous place to be. And they don't care who you are. You could be an innocent bystander. You will be. Sophie says, if Logan wins, he will be a second part-time champion on the SmackDown brand following Roman. Robbie says, do skunks really smell that bad?
Oh, you've never seen what?
He's in England. I don't even know if they have skunks over there. Whew. Yes, they do smell.
You can literally smell them a mile or more away.
Actually, 5.
Well,
do you know that their musk smell, travels 5 miles? 5 freaking miles. And the closer you get to it, the worse it smells. It's horrible.
So one got trapped in my backyard, and I have 3 German Shepherds.
Oh, God.
No, 2 at the time. It was just 2 at the time.
It was just Argus and Meg.
And Megara decided that she wanted to kill it. Or try to.
Yeah, it was fun.
And so she chased it around and was trying to catch it, and it was just blasting its spray all over her, the pool, the sheds, the fences, just blasting this yellow whatever it is. Finally, it got out because I made her get away, but yeah, my neighbors 2 blocks away, way down the Shannon, was I could smell it, it's thick out here, you know? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, dude, that's all the way at my house.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gross.
And he's like, oh my God. And my neighbors over here were out with their flashlights and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Because they're like, what's going on? And it's burning your eyes.
Yeah, you're like, don't be out here.
Go in the house.
Go in the house. There was a skunk. Where it came from or why it's here, we'll never know.
But it ain't coming back, I can tell you that.
It got scared.
That's one thing I could tell you 100% certain.
It's I know what not to go in that yard.
That one doesn't. We don't know. That square? No.
That's a negative. When Meg was around, yeah, that was definitely a negative. That's a big fat no. Yeah. The yard was a no with her. Not for people, but for animals it was. People's 20-year age difference. What's a 20-year age difference? Sophie says, I feel oh, you mean Ray and Logan. I get it. Sophie says, I feel like Ray versus Logan feud will continue past tomorrow. People's Aldis is a huge mofo.
Yeah, he is. I like him. I think he'd be a pretty good wrestler. They should allow it.
Sophie says, I think this is the first Saudi Arabia event without any Hall of Famers. So he says, wow, women main eventing, it has been a while. Yeah. How does Dean know what farts smell like from a different country?
Just science.
What the fuck? What in the hell are you talking about? We're talking about skunks. Not sure where you came in on that conversation. Skunks. And I don't know if they have skunks in England. I don't know if they have them. Or if they're called something else there.
Pepe Le Pew.
Pepe Le Pew in France. Piccola says, running over a skunk one time, man, it really stunk.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Not only, I mean, if you really have, and you're not making a joke, yes, they do. Because not only do they make your car smell forever on the outside, it makes the inside of your car stink as well. I was like, dude, what does it smell like? Dude, I can't even.
Have you ever smoked marijuana?
I can't even explain what it smells like because it doesn't even smell like that. I'm talking about what happened to Meg. That is, it's not, you can't even explain that smell. That musky, I don't even know how you would explain it.
It's called skunk.
It's bad. Really bad. So he says, I thought you were talking about farts. No, we were talking about skunks. Thank you very much. Weirdo. Although, I mean, most guys like to talk about farts, I'm sure. But I wasn't. We were talking about skunks. Ravi had a question. So he's like, I've never seen a skunk. Never seen a skunk in the zoo. I had an aunt that had skunks as pets.
I used to catch
She
them
lived
all
in
the
Montana, and they had skunks as pets, and they had them descented and stuff. And I remember going up there when we were kids, and there's pictures of us up there, my whole family, my parents and my brother and I, and we have pictures of us holding these skunks. I was really little. I was probably only maybe like 5, 6 maybe.
That's cute.
And anyways, and then my mom's holding it, and you could just see the disgust of look on her face, like, oh my God, I don't even know why I'm holding this thing. Like, she was not impressed whatsoever. It was pretty funny. Robbie's like, skunks are about in the UK. Now, are they called skunks? Or are they called, like,
Stink.
No. There's another name for them. Polecats. Polecats?
That's a polecat? I thought a polecat was something completely.
I thought it was too, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's a different stripe. Maybe a polecat has a different stripe. So he says a couple years ago, a big tortoise came in the backyard out of nowhere. My dog wanted to play with it.
Oh, I'm sure it did.
Feels like, Sophie, have you ever been camping before? So he's like, I've been hotel camping a few times. That's not camping. That's not camping. That's not camping.
I'm just paying for my own salad.
The salad. Only the salad. Pickles,
So Bailey's
like,
on her
just
way down to
curious.
the ring.
Bianca's out there. Bianca's got her groove on out there. Marcus says, I saw a video on YouTube where a huge rat in New York chased down a cat. Yeah, some of those rats in New York are pretty big.
So
like,
the
no,
rats have this virus or / parasite that lives in their brain, and it drives a certain part of their brain crazy. And so they go after the cat, so the cat will kill it and eat it.
Ew.
Then it infects the cat.
Oh, God.
And then the cat will pass it on through its poop. And
Really?
that's why pregnant women can't change litter boxes. It's from that parasite.
Oh.
Because they don't want it to go to the baby, the infant human.
Okay. And if your cat's never been around rats?
Yeah, then you're fine. It doesn't have that. Then you don't have to worry about your litter box. But
Yeah, they're
it's just
still
better
like all of
safe
them
than sorry.
don't. That's funny. So he's like, have you ever seen a cock mouse How I Met Your Mother reference?
No.
That sounds terrible. Robbie says skunks are skunks in the UK. Yeah, not sure. They make good pets. They make fine pets. They're, I don't know what.
They're more like a dog than a cat, by the way. Their claws are dog-ish. They're like foxes.
Yeah. I don't know. They're not, but I mean, they're cute. But even if they have their sack removed, they still have a really musky smell to them. So, but they were nice pets. They were nice. My aunt never had any problems with them. So he says, my dog knows how to tell time. Yeah.
A polecat is a ferret.
Is it? Oh, that's what they consider. Oh, a European polecat. Also known as the common polecat, black polecat, and forest polecat is a mustelid species native to Western Eurasia and Northern. It is a generally dark brown color. So they're saying that is a... interesting.
I had to look it up because I was like, I'd never heard of that. But I didn't know it was a ferret, though, either.
I don't think it is a ferret. I think they got their pictures wrong. There's no way that a ferret is a polecat. That's weird.
Looks bigger.
Huh.
I mean, I can see why they call it a polecat because it's long like a ferret.
Right? Huh. Interesting.
Look
Yeah. It's terrifying looking. Pickle says over here there's a place called Big Lagoon. It's the best for camping out and floating early in the day, do some kayaking. Oh, that's cool, Piccola. So he says, is it like cat dog? No. Robbie's like, come on, Bailey, cook this fraud. Sophie's like, huh? Do you have lizards in Idaho? Yes.
Yeah, we do. I used to catch them all the time in the old river or lake.
All kinds of different lizards. Salamanders. Horny toads. Caught a couple horny toads in my day. They're a lizard.
Oh, Jesus.
They're not a toad, by the way. They're a lizard.
Yeah, I've caught them all. Like I said, if I lived in Florida, that'd be my problem. It'd be my downfall. Is I'd be hunting all that shit. I'd be jumping on alligators and I'd be feeding them in the backyard. Wouldn't be able to have pets.
So, you don't understand. Like, most of Idaho is just a big desert. So,
Yeah.
we have all kinds of snakes and lizards.
In the area that we're in is a desert. In like half of Idaho is like a forest, but
they're different types of lizards, right? Because, in Florida, they're going to be like kind of like tropical type lizards and stuff. Here, they wouldn't survive because it's too cold. You have to have lizards here that like hibernate and stuff. Marcus says, man, I wish I could have that Roman Reigns schedule at work. Just work 1 day a month and still get paid full time.
yeah, or
Don't
more than
we
full time.
all? Don't
One
we
day
all?
a month and we'll get $2 million a year, or 7. Don't mess with your melon, man.
Right. So it was like we have lizards around our house, and Marcus says Komodo dragons look terrifying.
Don't they?
So it was like Travis in Florida would be an interesting reality show to watch. It'd be like that UK guy that came to America and touched everything. People told him not to, but he still did.
I'm touching it, yeah. I see a rattlesnake, I go for it. I'm not the guy that like goes, oh. I'm like, oh, how can I pick it up?
Robbie says, is the European uppercut being used less and less?
No, I swear to God, I see it all the time. I mean, in
Right.
WWE, you see it a lot less, but in AEW, it's everywhere. I just saw somebody use it as a finisher the other day, and I can't remember what it was. Like, it was like a weird European uppercut. I think it was that Dragunov, or whatever his name is. I think he's the one that did it. I think that's how he beat Carmelo Hayes
Right.
in that main event. Good old
So it's like, how often do
wrestling.
you hunt, Travis?
None. Hunt with a camera, not with a gun.
Unless we had to survive. Then it would be hunting.
Yeah, I mean, I can, but
So
and
this is-
it's just like, I don't like to kill things just because I can kill things. And so people think I'm weird about that, but
So
I just don't understand it. Why would I want to kill something when I don't have to kill it?
So this is Ric Flair says he wants to face MJF. Oh, Jesus. Marcus says, I just found out recently the ref Jessica Carr used to wrestle and thinking about getting back in the ring.
Oh, Jesus. Nice. That'd be cool. Good luck to her.
Right?
Here and now.
Here and now. Pico says the other weekend I was going to give props to old Kenny since he used closed fists on that collision match with MJF.
Yeah.
Sophie says people think Sting could wrestle MJF as his retirement match. I don't know what it would get him.
Yeah.
Either one of them.
I mean, is he going to lose the title before that, though? Because if not, what the hell? So Sting's going to go out losing in the World Championship match? Seems weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like on a whole other level of weirdness.
Marcus says Jesus Ric Flair has had more retirement matches than Terry Funk. Robbie says, why is WWE making Bayley look weak in this match?
They do that. They've got rid
She's
of
a bad guy, so.
their talent. They're just throwing it under the bus. I don't understand
So
it.
it says MJF contract does end on January 1st, 2024.
I've heard that. I don't know how true it is. I feel like he's still under contract, and it's all a storyline. But he was not on their poster for their European show.
Mm.
A little kip up. Bianca with her weapon.
Mm-hmm. So if it says, I feel bad for all the people that brought that Ric Flair last match pay-per-view.
Yeah, I'm one of them. Like I said, it should be a class action lawsuit.
People's like, just a work, brochachos. Something like that anyways.
And it could be damages. So you could get like the pay-per-view money that you spent and then the future pay-per-view money that you're going to spend on his last match.
Yeah, whatever that may be.
So, I mean, you get like $120 out of it.
Right? $120.
Cash.
After the $10,000, legal
He'll have
fees.
to pay those.
Marcus says, I really want to see Bianca turn heel, get her something new to do. But I can't see that happening with how much she does for charities and Make-A-Wish. Now, she's painted herself into a corner like a John Cena. Sophie says, Corey Graves said he would be open to a CM Punk WWE return. Sophie says, Ric Flair retired in TNA as well.
Oh, God. Oh, thank God. She slipped. And I thought for sure somebody was getting hurt.
Mm.
A lot of thickness in this match.
Thick.
The girl's thick.
They got the thickness.
Down with the thickness. Oh.
Not her uterus.
Well, not only that, but Bianca has to wrestle tonight and then tomorrow. Nobody was home.
Oh, no.
Now she's getting scalped. Oh, they roll to the outside. Bailey. That's beautiful. Oh, let go, Bailey. Oh, shit.
Well, that did it.
That'll blacken your eye.
Sophie says, do you think whenever Charlotte Flair does retire, she will stick to it or do what her dad does by retiring 7 times?
Nah, she should go. She'll probably go. Her husband's in the business. And
Robbie says, judging by the way Bailey is in matches, do you think she would be a handful to wrestle against?
she's definitely a handful.
Sophie says, with Ric Flair and AEW, what are the chances of Evolution going into the WWE Hall of Fame now? Marcus says, if you throw in Nikita Lyons, then it would get extra thick.
Yeah.
Pico says, well, they have to counter Tony versus Sky Blue matches or anything with Anna Jay. With the cake.
Fucking Tony Storm the other day when she laid on the announce table.
Yeah.
Their ass hanging out, like right in Tony Schiavone's face. Like there's people in the crowd like videoed it. You know, Tony Schiavone's like, he doesn't know what to do. He's trying to stay professional. She reaches into her ass and pulls out an orange and hands it to him. And then she gets one for herself and bites in it and it explodes all over him. And then he throws his orange. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Out of her ass?
Out of her ass. She pulls it out of her
Out
ass.
of her ass? Is that her ass? Sophie says AW got, 4 or 5 WWE Hall of Famers on their roster now. Pico is like, I swear Tony Schiavone is a lucky bastard. Ass oranges. Robbie's like, Bailey seems a lot more technical than she used to be.
She's just a really good wrestler, but she's out of shape. And it's like she doesn't care that she's out of shape. And maybe she'll, like, get back into shape here soon or whatever.
Yeah, after she left for that knee injury, she's kind of hasn't really come back from it very well.
I wonder if it's just because she knows she's not going to get a big push for a while. Or ever again.
Or ever again, so why bother? It's a possibility, too. Sophie says, R-Truth should be coming back any day now since he released new music. Piccolo says, getting manhandled by Rebel and Britt in old AEW segments. Marcus says, imagine Tony Storm singing happy birthday to Tony Khan. She basically has a Marilyn Monroe character going on. Sophie says, R-Truth, another talent I'm surprised didn't get cut.
Just doesn't make enough money, I don't think. I think he's fine.
He's just a guy that is fun, and they're never going to really cut him because he just brings goofiness to it, and they want something like that.
He'll be like that Fox girl they had. Remember? Oh, my God. Ouch!
Did she whip her?
Oh, right across the guts.
Yeah. That's what I say. It should be illegal.
That's what Graves said. You could hear that.
I heard it. That's why I said, did she whip her?
Oh, yeah.
Because I could hear it as a whip in my ear. So
right
I was like,
across the
because I wasn't
stomach.
looking at it. I was looking at the chat.
You'll hear it here. Or, oh, wait.
Well, they're just going to show that.
It's right here.
I'm not sure if that was really hers or if that was a sound effect. I feel like that was a sound effect they used.
I don't know.
I'm not sure her braid could make that specific sound.
Crack?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We'll see if it turns bright fucking red. Obviously, we won't see, but...
We might see, no, because she won't have her midriff out.
Yeah, but it might be on the Twitter sphere or something later.
Yeah. I don't see it even red, even a little bit.
This is uncalled for. This is for you, EO.
When did that get cleared off?
They probably cleared it off during the match.
See, I don't see any red on her stomach. I think it was fake. Marcus says the question is, what do they do with Truth when he does come back? He made the 24/7 title stuff entertaining. Well, they threw it in the garbage, so... Piccolo says, okay.
Dude, he comes back, and he's like...
Oh, what's this? Here's my baby!
It's my I-95 South title.
That would be fucking hilarious. Now, if they did something like that, that would be funny.
And then he just coming out to the ring like he could be defending it and shit. Like, the title's garbage. But it's got to be against Kevin Owens. Because Kevin plays that shit so great. Like, it's not even real. Like Ezekiel.
Yeah. Piccolo says, okay, King, what time is Crown Royal? It's tomorrow.
It is at 1 o'clock Eastern.
So 1 o'clock your time, Piccolo.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was wrong.
It was Piccolo asking. Robbie says, this is so boring seeing Balor winning. Yeah, well, you don't have to see it again. Oh, wait, you have to see it tomorrow if you watch it.
7 o'clock his time now, but till Sunday, and then the time goes back to the same, where it's 7 hours. Right now, he's 6 hours in front of us.
Yeah.
But
Robbie says it's all fake
Sunday.
sound effects. And Marcus says, yeah, Nikki Cross threw the 24/7 title in the trash and missed the trash can. Yeah, it was sad and dumb. Anyways, all right, guys. We'll be back tomorrow night for, what's that stuff called? Crown Jewel pay-per-view. It will start at 1 p.m. Eastern if you didn't catch that before. It sounds like they are going to have a pre-show on there. So, you know, if you want to watch Sami Zayn and McDowell fight, then that is the match for you. We might watch it, but we probably won't be all live to watch it. So anyways, guys, have a great rest of your night. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon.
Thanks for watching Wrestling Gab. Bye.
Bye.